at the techniques of all the individuals that play at this top level. He's definitely made a technical change. Changed that front foot, his waist distribution, stood a little bit taller at the crease. Hasn't committed onto the front foot like he used to do at the start of his career, and can still do at the one-day international format. And he's learned patience as well, which is not the easiest thing to do. I do get the impression it's a different dimension, this Wood, and I'd be very surprised. England are desperate, absolutely desperate to break this partnership and find the initial breakthrough after having won the toss and deciding to bowl. And if I would say that the only person who looks likely to do that at this stage is Wood.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's looked the most impressive. Anderson bowled really well. We've seen before that get a breakthrough, can suddenly get 2 or 3 because the ball is still doing enough. Any new batsman to settle down won't be easy.
That's pulled, it's up in the air, and it's going to go the whole way. We saw him get out with a similar kind of shot at Trent Bridge, but the extra pace of Wood, it's rushed on to Rohit Sharma. The first 6 of the innings. And that's flown over the boundary.
Not in control. He plays that though. Very rarely have you seen Rohit Sharma, if at all, leave the ball or a bumper. Exactly what you said, the pace, it's a top edge. It's gone very fine. But he knew as soon as he had got that top edge, it's going to go one place. Carried a fair distance as well, 76 meters. Tells you how quickly he's bowling at the moment.
Yeah, it wasn't intended as a ramp shot, but it almost came off the bat like a ramp shot. It's carried on going. And that's why, for any of you young fast bowlers out there, if you can have the ability to crank it up to over 140, there's invariably always a place for you in teams around the world. It doesn't have to be just the test format, it can be the shorter format, because it gets people talking, gets people jumping. .77 without loss. Robinson continuing his spell from the nursery end. And that's nicely bowled. A good leave by KL Rahul. Talking about leaves, there's been some brilliant ones from Rohit Sharma. I know it's not often that we'll do this, but just appreciate the ability to be very watchful under difficult testing conditions with this new ball in England. The amount of movement that can be extracted by the fast bowlers is immense, and you have to have your wits about you. And he's brought a different element to his game as Rohit Sharma. Been mightily impressive. Yeah, he's got a few good starts overseas. When we have a look at the scores he's managed to achieve. Cape Town, Centurion 47, Adelaide 37, 63, not out 52. He hasn't gone on to get a big 3-figure score. And I think, by the way, the subdued celebration is when he got to 50. that in the back of his mind, I think he's immensely focused on trying to get that 3-figure score.
Since he started opening though, I think we saw him in Australia as well open the innings in a couple of tests. Still playing a lot more shots. He's come to England and just decided that he's going to bat differently. In India against England as well, he batted like you see Rohit Sharma normally bats. But here he's certainly gone up a notch.
Yeah, I would love to have an interview with him. I would really love to get to the bottom of it. I'd love to someone to say, okay, give us a breakdown as to when did you decide to change your mindset with regards to how you're going to play on these conditions? When did you decide to change your technique? How did it all fit in? Because often it can be very difficult to convince batsmen to be able to do this. That's half the battle. If you can convince them that they need to change, and then the changes can unfold. It'd be interesting to know the mindset and the thinking that went into it. That's nasty played and cut off by Jimmy Anderson.
It's a great temperament, isn't it? I mean, just to show that resolve, naturally attacking player, able to bat long hours in Test cricket, especially against the moving ball. It did do a lot in Nottingham. India struggled as far as opening batsmen are concerned over the last few years. Been different pairs that have played.
Made over 77 with that loss. He jumped the gun. It was a no ball, signalled by Richard Illingworth. Don't know how he missed it in real time. It's well over.
Yeah, I guess that's the good part now. Third umpire does pick it, especially if you got a wicket of no ball.
Take 2, 78 with that loss.
Extra pace once again from Wood. So 4 to start the over.
We spoke about the fact that Mark Wood is bowling well. Here another 94-mile delivery, takes the inside edge, falls over. Mark Wood does that quite often. Rohit Sharma a tad bit lucky, but he definitely has earned that luck for the day. I just was seeing the speeds of the last over now. 96, 94, 88, 96 again. I mean, it's unbelievable. That is serious pace now.
Down once again. Mark Wood is putting absolutely everything into it at the moment. And you wonder how Joe Root uses him now, because he hasn't played a lot of cricket, hasn't got a lot of overs underneath his belt over the last few months, but his speed is up. But you want to protect that as well, don't you? You can't bowl him into the ground.
Oh yes, you do see his bowls with serious fast balls, and I'm pretty sure that Joe Root will use him in short, sharp spells.
94 miles, 95, 94. Zach Crawley right of screen, all padded up, going off for a hit at the back of here at Lords at the nursery. I might pick your brains a little bit, DK, on Rohit Sharma, because you've spent a little bit of time with him recently. Here's that favoured pull shot, and he's played it beautifully.
Well. It's a 93 mile per hour delivery, let me tell you that. And he smashed it in front of square leg. I mean, I don't know why he tells me he doesn't have time. Clearly, he has that extra time. He's able to smash a Mark Wood special at 93 miles an hour in front of square. It's unfair to call it in front of square. He hits it at deep mid-wicket to be right. That's a serious shot.
It's a statement shot too, isn't it? With that pace, being so far forward of square.
Well, I tell you what, Mel, he's made quite a few statements with that shot.
Well, you interviewed him recently. He would have made a few statements there as well. What kind of guy is he?
Oh, he's a lovely guy, the most fun-loving guy. I really have a lot of fun with him, just the way we chat, and over the years we've developed a really good friendship as well. When he came onto the scene, the first ever innings he's batted for India, I was standing at the non-striker, so when he comes in, Andrew Hall was bowling, and he asked me, how's he bowling? I said, he's bowling really sharp, don't be careful. And he's never forgotten it. He keeps coming back with me saying, how can you ever say that to a debutant, saying it's hard work here? At least make me feel like it's a little easier, but that's where our friendship started, and he's a terrific guy and a lovely family man as well.
Andrew Hall, South African. I think he played a lot of indoor cricket as well. 28 overs gone, 86 for none.
This is a big challenge for Moeen Ali here. In normal circumstances, bowling to Rohit and Rahul is tough. And he's just off white ball cricket. It makes it that much more harder. You're used to bowling defensive lines as a finger spinner in white ball cricket these days. You're just trying to give away the single. You're just, making sure you don't get hit for the boundaries. Whereas here, the captain is telling you, it's okay, go for boundaries, but get me a wicket. It's a different challenge altogether.
The good thing for Moeen Ali, he's got good form. Yes, it's in a different format, but confidence should be pretty high with bat and ball. And I think we saw that a little bit with Johnny Bairstow in the first Test match. He wonderful form within the 100, hadn't played red ball cricket for quite some time, but came in and got 2 starts, didn't kick on, but certainly looked more than comfortable against the pace attack of India.
I do feel bowling and adapting to formats is far tougher than batting and adapting to formats. Because bowling, the way place where you release the ball, the feel is very different in white ball cricket to what it is in red ball cricket.
A bad way to finish off your first over. Back into the Test team, it's 86 for none.
I saw Kumar Sangakkara. He's missing from the comm box. I saw him with one of those ties today this morning, cutting the Compton Rich stand today.
Is he pretending to be important, is he, Kumar?
Well, if MCC chairman is pretending, then I don't know what isn't. Here we go.
Oh, he's got the scissors and all. In these last final months as president of the MCC. Does it very stylishly, just like his batting.
Absolute gentleman. Apparently for the timer, you've got to wait 29 years to get that time. You heard of that? 29 years you need to wait to get that time.
And they're the new stands that he opened up there. Fitted in absolutely beautifully here at Lord's. Another wonderful addition to this magnificent ground.
Compton and Edridge stand, Mel. Compton and Edridge, new stand. Looks beautiful.
Past Butler. Question is, will he get back? He will. I'm starting to get the feeling too that, as we've always spoken about, particularly with the opening batters of any side, the importance of that relationship and understanding. And I get the feeling that between Rohit and Rahul, there's a real enjoyment factor.
Oh yes, they opened in white ball cricket together. In the T20 formats, they have opened in a few games. I think they would complement very well because Rohit is a class player on the leg side. I mean, he pulls and cuts second to none. Whereas KL is a lovely driver of the ball, cuts the ball, but one of his best shots is his ability to hit over covers consistently. So I think they complement each other well. It's a bit of a right-left combination in many ways, but it is right and right.
It's one of those drives. Very quickly back into his crease. Rohit Sharma, you don't want to be going out like that. 91 for none.
do get the feeling that Rohit will definitely step out and go for one. He has the ability to step out and loft so well. It's one of his strengths actually.
And that shot there has gone to a position that Johnny Bairstow is not at a deep mid-on. He's certainly not at a regular mid-on to stop the single. It's about 2/3 of the way. It's a little tempter to say if you want to hit over the top.
Well, is this fair to say? Isn't that a bit nonchalant? Boom, single. Doesn't that look too easy?
Yes. Trouble, sent back KL Rahul. Rohit was never interested in it. Then as he was turning around, spikes on the grass on the left-hand side of the pitch. Would have had his heart in his mouth there for a second.
It's one of those where KL was sure there was a single and Rohit was hesitant. You could see. They're batting so well, they don't need these kind of sharp singles at this point of time, even though they've run really well. It's a bit of an iffy single, if I may say that.
Well, it was only really these two that didn't have any running between wickets issues from the Indian side of things at Trent Bridge. Trying to push into that gap at cover. Can't find it to finish off that over. 31 overs gone, 92 for now.
I've been here the whole summer, Mel, I must admit. Of all the things that I have seen, running between the wickets haven't been the best over a period of time. There's been some funny ones. Just cracked up at a few.
It's usually what happens, isn't it? DK, not getting wickets, throw the ball to the umpire.
It's an old trick in the book, man. Old trick in the book. You don't get wickets, throw the ball to the umpire and say, you know what? I get a feeling this is not right.
Abi!
Certainly not to say they haven't got the ball to move. Jimmy Anderson got it to swing early doors, not as much as he did at Trent Bridge in the first innings. Good India playing and missing. But as yet, haven't been able to manage to find the breakthrough. 2 slips, backward point in play for Sam Curran. We've got Overton on the ground at the moment. There he is there for Jimmy Bairstow.
One of the things that we did discuss about is the fact that they've just tried 4 balls under 10 meters. Generally, you need to be ahead of 10 meters for you to bowl a bouncer, which tells me that they haven't looked to bowl that many bounces. I'm surprised, actually.
It's obviously a game plan that they've come in with. I suppose that then the question is, how long do you stick with that? Rohit Sharma's just ticked over 100 balls out in the middle.
Oh!
And I think that's the big difference, isn't it, between top order at the moment between India and England. Is the ability, one, to face time and balls and time in the middle, and also still have the ability to sense moments to capitalise, and that's exactly what Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul have been able to do. And I think in doing that as well, DK, is that Roberts never looked flustered or concerned about KL Rahul being 16 from 88 either. Both of them look more than, other than that little shake of their head there, because he missed out on some run-scoring opportunities, but they've looked comfortable within the partnership and within themselves.
Oh, most definitely. I think we wouldn't associate a KL Rahul batting on 16 of 88 balls. So that goes to show that he's really fought the conditions. Whereas, interestingly, if a Sibley is on the same score, we would be looking at it and going, wow, is he batting slowly here? So it's just, understanding different batsmen, the way they bat, just accepting situation as they are.
Sam.
Just a quick inspection of the follow through there from Sam Curran. A leave to finish the 32nd over, 93 for none.
Yeah, we'll get back to that in a minute, but there's another point that you can raise on that split screen after this ball. On the left there, you can see, you're about to see we'll get to it in a minute.
DK, you called it. Loves to go up and over the top. Rohit Sharma had a good look and decided, yeah, now's the time.
Well, if Rohit Sharma's batting, if you decide to have a long on, you'd rather have a proper long on. If it's halfway, you're not tempting him. That's a shot that he'll play every day of the week. It's a simple shot. Step out and just smash it down the ground.
And with that, the change in the field as well. It's over to now. Johnny Bairstow, before he left the ground, he's now pushing back onto the boundary. Bottom right of screen. So he says, I'll just push back now. Got quite the paddock to work with through the offside. More than happy to take the single down the ground, which also takes India onto 100 for none.
Oh, I think these two boys will be so proud of themselves, so proud of themselves. A standing ovation from the coaches. 100 partnership, especially for the openers, is a rarity abroad. Under swinging conditions at Lord's, these two have done a fabulous job. I'm sure every Indian is hoping that these two keep going for as long as they can.
Deep backward square, just pushing up. $100 for none.
आज रात 12 बजे से संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन होने जा रहा है।
ఈ 21 రోజు ఈ దరిద్రాన్ని ఎలా పోషించాలని లెక్కలేసుకుంటున్నాను.
పోషించడం దానికి పంపించేస్తా పోలా.
ఇప్పుడు చూడు, నీ వల్ల క్రికెట్ టీంని మరో 2 రోజులు పోషించాలి. అసలే మా మామయ్య గారు శాడిస్ట్ గాడు. ఏంటి పిన్ని గారు, ఉప్మా ఎలా ఉంది?
మీ హైదరాబాద్ లో ఉప్మాలో జీడిపప్పేరా?
నీళ్ళు అనుకుని నెయ్యి పోసేస్తున్నారండి.
నెయ్యి అనుకునే పోస్తున్నాను బాబు.
First real flirt outside off stump. We've seen KL Rahul being tempted at one stage. Now Rohit Sharma. DK, I'm going to ask you on that because I think that was Ollie Robinson bowling from the pavilion end to start with, so the ball coming back down the slope. Do you think then that Rohit changes that around again if all of a sudden he's facing Ollie Robinson from the nursery end?
Yes, I do think so. It would make a difference. Ollie Robinson does come from the nursery and it'll help him in a different way. Whereas where Sam Curran is bowling from now, the ball that Rohit did miss, it looks like a ball that he should have left probably, but because of the slope, he's thinking the ball could come back in and hence played that shot. He's a little late on it. And we speak about communication as an opening partner. We speak about how important it is to work in pairs. As soon as Rohit played that shot, KL Rahul tells him, what are you doing? And Rohit apologizes literally. So that's the kind of communication you want, honesty that you want, and it's getting the best out of each other. They've 100 for no loss at the Lords on first day. They've lost the toss. They've been put into bat under tough conditions. Hats off to both of them.
Rohit's going to look for 2 here and get them comfortably.
Amongst all the boundaries that he's hit, 11 fours and a 6, he's always rotated, striking far, and run very well between wickets too. They've converted every opportunity they've got.
I noticed when he got his 50, his celebration was very subdued. There wasn't a big wave of the bat, and it was almost like he was saying, it's like there's that pull shot straight to Moeen Ali. Well, he'd like to do something that Brian Lara hasn't done here at Lords, and that's hit 100.
No.
We've got about 15 seconds here to try and get the rest of the big names.
I know Ganguly got it on his debut. There he is. It's a favourite spot for him. Has a house round the corner, I think. Lakshman, did he, Mal?
Mr. Sunny Gavaskar?
He hasn't.
Hasn't. Ricky Ponting. Jacques Kallis. I had a little whisper saying Michael Holding as well. 34 overs gone.